comes Dr. Sparks.
Here he comes!
Out on an adventure.
Oh, yeah!
Using science
We're using science!
to get things done.
That's Dr. Sparks!
He is oh so smart.
Oh, so smart!
He's the silliest.
Hi, boys and girls. I'm Dr. Sparks. Welcome to the first experiment in the Dr. Sparks Science at Home kit. Today, we're going to do our first experiment, which is walk along gliders. Do you know what walk along gliders are? Come on, check out these videos below and we'll check out what we're going to be making today. Oh no! Let's open up our first mission kit and check out what's inside. Ooh, there are a lot of different papers in here, so try to take them out carefully. There are lots of things inside the mission pack. Let's check out what all is inside. First off, we have your instructions. You can find the QR code and watch the videos where we show you how to make all these cool walk-along gliders. Next, we've got some templates. We'll show you how to cut out your own walk-along gliders and make your very own. We want to use really light papers to make these experiments work. But we also want our papers to keep their shape. So these are the papers that we got for you. Tin foil, the lighter the better. Receipt papers. Tracing paper. Tracing paper is what we use when we want to trace a picture. It's really thin, so you can see right through it. Now with our tracing paper, one of them is 53 grams and the other one is 73 grams. Can you tell which one of them is thicker? Our next paper is baking paper. Baking paper is a lot like tracing paper, but it's a little bit harder to see through. It also has a wax on it. That's why we use it for baking. It's nice and slippery, so your cookies will slide right off of it. These pieces of foam are very special. They're EPS foam, which is a really, really low density foam. They're just about as light as air. So please be careful when you're holding them because they do break a little bit easily. We've included 2 of the blank sheets for you as well as one of the Jagwing templates. This one is cut out already and just about ready to fly. There are just a couple of other things in here that you're going to need. I've got 5 different pieces of wire down here. Some are long and some are short, some are thicker and some are thinner. We've also got a roll of masking tape for you to use. Well, there you have it. That's everything you're going to need to make your walk-along gliders. Make sure you check out below and find out how to make each of the walk-along gliders here. The first walk-along glider we're going to make is the Jagwing Glider. We're going to start off with a template already cut out in your kit to get you flying as quickly as possible. Let's check out the Jagwing Glider in action. Oh no! This is EPS foam, kind of like what styrofoam cups are made of. But this is very special because it's low density. It is just barely more dense than air, which means it's really, really light and it floats and glides very well. To make this, they take little balls of EPS foam and they pop it like popcorn. Then they melt it all together into a giant sheet and cut it as thin as they can. Because it's so light, it's really easy to break. Oh. So, let's look at how to hold your Jagwing. Use your middle finger and your thumb and pinch it lightly in the middle. Now that you know how to hold it, let's see how it flies. Hold it up high in the air and let it go. Wow, it's really light, but it keeps going forward and backward, forward and backward. What we want to do is add just a little bit of weight to the front of it to make sure that it's always going forward. Cut out one of the rectangles from your Jagwing cutting template. Now, take a small piece of tape and tape it to the front so it's sticking out. Bend it down so it's pointing at the ground at a 90-degree angle. Let's try it out now and see what difference that made. Whoa! It goes almost straight down. We only added that little piece of paper, but that added weight to the front and it goes down quickly now. Let's try making a little adjustment. Instead of having that paper pointing straight down, let's point it so it's pointing straight forward. Now, let's give it a try. Hey, that's working quite well. It's still going forward and it's not going straight down to the ground this time. We can change how your Jagwing flies just by making little changes to this piece of paper. So bend it down or bend it forward and experiment with how to change the balance of your Jagwing glider. Our Jagwing glider goes forward now, and that's the right direction. But we need it to glide a little bit more. It goes forward and that's good, but we don't want it to go down. Do you know what this is? It's an elevator. An elevator helps things go up and down. Now we're going to add something to our Jagwing glider that helps it go up too. We're not going to add an elevator, but we are going to add an elevon. Everyone, say that word with me. Elevon. Airplanes use elevons on their wings as well. It changes the direction of the air and helps elevate the airplane or lift it up higher in the air. We're going to add an elevon to the back wing of the Jagwing glider. We're going to make it about 7 millimeters thick. That's about as thick as... That's about as thick as this pencil. To do this, we're going to get a hardcover book. I like a book like this, one that has a nice thick cover and is a little bit rounded over the edge. So take your Jagwing. We have that piece of paper folded down. Turn it over so that piece of paper is now pointing up. And put this on top of your book. Take the back edge of your Jagwing and push it to the edge of the book. Slide it right over the edge, and now get your pencil and use that to make sure it's nice and even all the way along. With the Jagwing in place, put a piece of paper over top of it. Then start to pinch it slowly over the top of the book. We want to be really careful. This foam is easy to break, and if you do get a section like this that's broken, you know what? It's still going to be okay, but do it as carefully as you can. Nice. We've got that bend all the way down here, but maybe we want to have it a little more. Then you can just take this and give it a little pinch like that. I've found that the best angle to do with these is about a 45-degree angle. It's about a 45-degree angle, but you can play with your Jagwing and find the angle that works best for you. Let's try it out now and see what happens. Ooh, it's flying nicely. I think we found the balance of going forward and not going down too quickly. If your Jagwing stalls, that means going up and down. You'll need to adjust the elevon at the back. The higher your elevon is, the more lift your Jagwing is going to get. If it lifts too high, then it will stall and dive down again. If it's doing this, then bring your elevon and lower it down a little bit so it doesn't lift up so much. There's one more thing that you can do with your Jagwing Glider. It's optional. That means you have the option or the choice to do it. You don't have to do it. You can fold up the sides of your glider right here. That will help it to fly straighter. This works well if there's a little bit of wind going through. So we're going to fold up these wings. I like to do them, once again, about the same width as a pencil, about 7 or 8 millimeters. We're going to use our book again, but this time we're not going to do it on the book. Instead, we're going to do it in the book. So take your Jagwing, and we want the elevon to be pointing up. Put it inside your book. Now, gently close your book, keeping it lined up nicely. Take your pencil and measure it. Make sure it's about a pencil's width. And then gently fold it up against the book. Ooh, that's nice. Now we can do the same thing on the other side. Put it inside. Close it gently. Measure it with a pencil. And fold it up. Hey! Where did my elevon go? You know what? It's okay because our line is still here. So you can just take it after that and pinch it up and make that elevon a little bit stronger again. We've got our line right here for our side wings, so let's just pinch those and get them nice and strong. I like my side wings to come up at a 90-degree angle, just like that, pointing straight up. If you find your Jagwing Glider turning while it's flying, you can adjust these side flaps to try to correct it. Let's give it another test and see how it's flying. You want to fly this in a place where there's no wind at all, so make sure you close the windows and turn off the air conditioning. You can adjust the elevon or the front weight to get a nice smooth flight. Adjust the side wings just a little bit in case it's turning from one side to the other. You'll always be making little adjustments to the side, to the front, to the back to get your flight just right. That's part of the fun of a Jagwing walk-along glider. Just by themselves, these gliders are great fun. But these aren't just gliders, these are walk-along gliders. When I get a board, tilt it up, and get the glider in just the right spot, I can keep the glider flying for a long time. I can turn it by changing the angle of my board. By changing the angle of my board, I can get it to go even higher. Up you go, up, 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 up. This is what makes it a walk-along glider. Have you ever seen birds that can soar or glide without flapping their wings? There are two ways they can do this. One way is with thermals. Thermals are hot jets of air that burst up into the sky. The other way is with deflected air. The wind will bring the air close to a mountain. When the air hits it, does the air fall down? No, it deflects or bounces. It can deflect up or down, depending on the angle of the mountain. The birds find these areas where the air is being deflected up. They open up their wings and the air lifts them into the air and keeps them gliding with almost no effort at all. Let's find out how to deflect the air so we can keep our walk-along gliders soaring. You're going to need a board to deflect the air. You're going to want something that's nice and light and hard too. You can use something like a pizza box, maybe just a piece of cardboard. You could use a book, but today I'm going to use something I found around home, my cutting board. It's nice and light and hard. Using something that doesn't keep its shape makes it a lot harder. You want to walk with the board in front of you. You want to have it so the air is hitting the board and deflecting up. There's a rhyme I use to remember this. When your board points up high, your glider will fly. When it's flat as the floor, you will glide no more. You want to have your board at least 45 degrees. You can change the angle of your board even more and change how your glider flies. You can put your Jagwing on the top of the board, right here. The little piece of paper in the front should lift up the nose a little bit. Now, tilt your board down. As you start to tilt it, you should see your Jagwing start to slide down. When you tilt the board, start moving. You need the air to hit the board to make your glider fly. Start slowly. Don't run. You can start slowly and then get faster if you need. Ooh, your Jagwing will start to slide down. The air will deflect up and your Jagwing will start to fly. Try using other things to deflect the air. You can try using a book, a pillow, a chair, your hands, or even your friend. We use this EPS foam because it's so light. It's a really good way to learn how to fly your walk-along glider. Once you know how to fly with this EPS foam, open up your mission pack and try some of the other materials inside. We recommend that to get started, you try your tin foil. See if you can get your tin foil to fly, and then try lots of your other materials inside. How many of them can you get to fly? Besides the EPS foam, which material flies the best? You've got a couple of templates in your mission pack. Cut out your templates and use them to make different Jagwing gliders with the different materials inside your mission pack. We want to see what you do. Videotape and upload some of your Jagwing designs that you make out of different materials. If you come up with a good trick, upload it to us so we can all check it out. We love to see what you can do and share our great ideas together.